Right, listen up class, listen up, come here, come here. Today we are solving one of the biggest world problems. It's not world hunger, it's not world peace, it's fixing America's transit. Because if we are fixing America's transit, we are fixing America. And if we are fixing America, that means according to Americans, we are fixing the world. Now America has many problems, and you might be thinking, Peng, what's wrong with America? It's a great country. It's got freedom. Well, I have many problems with America's transit, and I'll tell you the first thing. Let's take a look at European suburbs, right? We got the United Kingdom, very compact, whilst you have Germany, which is very different, but it still has very efficient use of space, and stores are always nearby. Here's American suburbs. Now I have many problems with this already. The roads are wide as fuck, and they are wide for a reason, to fit your Ford F-150s. The second thing, where the fuck are the stores? There's no stores nearby, and the only way to get there is a 20-minute drive to Walmart. And number 3, we have sidewalks that just mysteriously stop existing. There's no such thing as walking in America. The only way of walking is to walk by motor. So the sidewalks end up becoming a decoration for suburbs. And with sidewalks in America, you'll be going nowhere. Now let me show you an example. Let's say my hypothetical dad wanted to get milk from the grocery store. But here's the problem, he doesn't have a car, so the only way to get there is by walking. But he has a big major obstacle ahead of him. It is a 26 highway lane filled with so many cars, and somehow he has to get there. There's no footbridge or no direct path to get to the store. So the only option is that he has to cross the entire highway. So he starts crossing, and then, oh no! It is a huge lorry passing through! I wonder what's gonna happen. Now my hypothetical dad is dead. No, it's okay. So here's a way to prevent my dad from being dead. Every suburb must have a metro station. It's not just going from the suburbs to your local grocery store, it's also going to the cities instead. And connecting suburbs to cities, a metro is a great way to do that. So instead of these wide roads where cars use the space for it, instead, let's go back to France and let's just steal French infrastructure a little bit. Their infrastructure is a little too good. Have America have that slice of cake. So instead, let's just take it away and move it to your suburbs instead. That way, you could have a direct access to the metro from your house with just a short distance away, and you can instantly take a train all the way to the cities and even to Walmart if you wanted. A famous example is Seoul, South Korea. Now, fun fact, Seoul sometimes actually build metro stations before suburbs get even formed. So the first thing that an area has is a metro station in these new areas, which is very convenient to make sure that the priority of your urban planning is metro first. And you also have Anyway, have you seen LA traffic? I don't even have to live in LA to know this issue. With the insane amount of traffic going through these large highways, and despite having so many lanes, for some reason they keep getting all this traffic. It's like adding a lane doesn't even work. And here's the worst thing about this. LA does not have the worst traffic. It's shocking, right? Have a look at this photo. You might think it's Photoshopped, but it actually isn't. This is KT Freeway, Houston, Texas. And I'm not sure if you can count from the images, but this has a whopping 26 lanes. What are you gonna do with 26 lanes? Do you expect a bajillion vehicles coming out of Houston, Texas? Houston is not even the most populous city in the US. And if you can't tell already, it has so much traffic. I wonder why. Because studies show that the more lanes you have, the more traffic congestion you would likely get. The more vehicles you can get in these roads. And if that doesn't scream enough sense to you, let me show you an example. So this is your average American urban planner's way of thinking. Traffic is bad. There's so much cars on the road. That means there's so much demand, right? And the way to solve that is to add one more lane. And then people find out and they go like, oh my god, there's an extra lane, there's more space, I could probably use this. So therefore, this just attracts more cars, which therefore gets back into the root cause to this problem. The traffic's bad again, because there's more cars on the road now, and it's using all the space. So what you're doing is just attracting more cars by adding one more lane. So what I'm really saying is, traffic still exists. You can't just remove traffic by just adding more lanes if you're gonna make it more plausible. This is Times Square from like about 2015 or something. There's a road that is going through the entire square, and you can see there's many cars going through them. And with so many people around it, that's a little unsafe, and it's actually had a problem with road collisions. So the New York government decided to fix it, and now they have fully pedestrianized Times Square. people were thinking, oh, this would just reduce the tourism, but actually has had no impact on tourism. And more importantly, there's no traffic to worry about. So here is solution number 2. Pedestrianize all the streets. America did one street, at least, but we could do better by doing all of them. So let's pedestrianize an American city, shall we? Las Vegas. The only way you can get through Las Vegas is essentially by car. The monorail system sucks because there's no funding. So let's refer to our solution and destroy the entire road. And now there's so much space to work with. You can add so many things to Las Vegas now. You can add more capitalism with coffee shops everywhere. You can get your local frappe if you want to. And if that's not capitalist enough to you, you can add Shrek too. Las Vegas is also well known for their palm trees, so we can only add not 1, but 5 palm trees. And then we can use the rest of the space with pedestrians to walk through. And you know, because it's Las Vegas, let's add some more casinos. We need that money. Capitalism, capitalism. Yeah, cities abroad have this everywhere. You got Copenhagen, Denmark, very famous for one of the most successful pedestrian streets. This is not one of them, but they are very well known for doing that. And Barcelona, Spain is also doing the same by adding nature on former roads. But I'm still waiting for Oxford Street to get pedestrianized. But besides that problem, let's get to our third problem. Have a look at this aerial map of Birmingham,
Alabama.
Now, if I ask you this question, what percentage of this entire map would be parking lots? Well, let's count them together, shall we? About 15 to 20% of that is just parking lots, which is crazy. Comparing to a European map, you probably get like maybe 5% max. So my solution to that would have been just removing the parking lots, but if you have so many cars, where the hell are you gonna put them? I mean, you could have underground parking lots. The Dutch is very well known for doing that, but with having so much cars parked in anyway, that's not gonna fix the problem of causing so many goddamn traffic. So let's get into solution number 3, and that is to ban cars and sell every single one of them. Now hear me out when I say this. According to the US Department of Transportation, there is currently 284 million registered cars in the US. So how about we just sell every single one of them? A used car is about $25,000-ish. So if we're gonna use that maths here, if we multiply by 284 million, that is about $7 trillion of cash in revenue. And what's more shocking, that is 7 times the value of the entire Chinese high-speed rail network. And that whole network is about 40,000 miles of rail. So if you multiply that by 7, that's just a lot of rail. So now you sold all the cars, right? You now have $7 trillion to spend, and now you have huge empty roads that are not gonna be used because you sold all the cars. So what are you gonna do? Well, of course, you turn all the highways to high-speed rail. Now in 1960-something, the US has passed the Highways Act, which is a classic way to connect cities to other cities. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it is to build these large highways that we all know. And this is called the Interstate Highway Network, or highway system. I kind of forgot the name. But let's say screw that, and instead turn all of them to high-speed rail. Now the Interstate Highway System, they say that we have about 46,000 miles to work with. And that's already about the length of the entire Chinese high-speed rail network. So if we have 7 times that value, we'd be fine, right? Even with American prices. And a funny mention, they said that the interstates are really safer than normal roads. But do you know what's really safer? Trains. So let's turn this huge 4-lane runway, with technically 8, and just demolish that and turn it into a bunch of high-speed rail networks.
你是我的一切，你是我的天官赐福，我愿等待800年，只为在现实中与你相见。带我去花之城。
Sorry, I don't know what was that. So all you have to do, America, is just to hire a bunch of Chinese constructors. I know that's a little scary, but it's just the Chinese century. You already lost. Just give it in already. Let them build your rails. Your mom is probably made in China anyway. So now you built all 46,000 miles of rail. And thanks to that financial decision of working with China, you now have about $3 trillion left over. So what the hell are you gonna do with $3 trillion? Well, here's the thing. We haven't really solved the problem of having so many parking lots, right? And there's not only that, we also have problem of straws. And it is exactly what it sounds. It is wide roads that is connected to shops and restaurants that is built entirely through drive-thrus. And you also have this problem of big box stores. As I said, it is so disconnected with the suburbs, and it is harmful to local businesses who are trying to get some sort of living out of it. But no, you get everything from the big box stores. And the issue is you can't really demolish them. They just have so many resources, you might as well just keep them. But we will readapt. And just fix the current zoning laws in America. This is the root cause why we have so much division anyway between the suburbs and the businesses. We need to encourage mixed zoning laws. And the way to solve all of these three issues, and four, it is trolley streets. I invented that name, it's a great name, I know. And that is streets designed basically for trams, or streetcars, or trolleys. As you can see, the roads are very narrow, it is built exclusively for them, and there's a clear barrier between pedestrians and vehicles. I'm basically Europeanizing America. Screw you. And of course, it's not only trams that can use them, it can also be used by buses. I mean, the buses in America suck, but if we're fixing the roads anyway, it will become way much better. We could probably have some Lithuanian buses on the roads, you know, foreign business. Emergency vehicles can be used too, and it's obviously not an exclusive thing. The Dutch do it all the time with their trams. I'm using a lot of Dutch references, but they just do urban planning so well. We're also Dutchifying America. And also cute cargo vehicles. Now some of you might have been worrying, oh my god, Peng, what are you gonna do with the large lorries that are obstructing the roads? Are you just gonna get rid of cargo? No, of course not. There are other ways to just transport cargoes, like Amazon do it all the time with their cute little e-bikes. Look at it, it's so cute. This is technically not a cargo vehicle, but you could probably make a cargo vehicle out of that. And bikes! You can have bike lanes, they're so good. I mean, you have so much space, you might as well use them. I mean, this is basically a car, it's a thing on wheels, but much more compact. I'm not taking your freedom away when you have bike freedom. But what about the problem of the big box stores? Well, how about just make them into tram interchanges? And it can be a hub to get your shopping right from the suburbs. Not only you can make space for metros, you could also have tramways going through the suburbs. No crashes, no nothing. You got professionals getting you by. Anyways, to conclude this entire proposal, let's summarize the solutions. All you have to do is add metro systems, pedestrianize the streets, replace wide roads with trolley streets in the cities, more importantly replace highways with high-speed rail, and encourage mixed-use zoning. So fixing America's system isn't really that complicated. All you have to do is just to redesign the entire country. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I'll see you in the next one. Mic drop.